Okay, hi everybody. So today I'm going to be showing you how to roughly chop up chicken in order to use it for the raw food diet. And I feed my dog Snoopy the raw food diet, and he has been on it for about 3 years now. But usually I grind up his chicken, and if you've watched my other videos, you'll see how I've done that. But he's a beagle, and what that means is that when he eats, he tends to eat really quickly. He doesn't really chew his food, he just kind of inhales it. So I'm going to do this for two reasons. One, to slow him down, and one, to clean his teeth. And when I grind the chicken, it breaks up all the bones, so he doesn't have anything to chew on to scrape against his teeth. But the way I'm going to do it today, it'll allow him to do that grinding action, and it'll help clean his teeth. So all I have here is, I'm doing it outside because I sometimes make a mess when I do this, but it's just a regular old shop table. I've got a cutting board, it's plastic. I wouldn't recommend using glass because it might break. And I've got a meat cleaver. It's a good sized little cleaver. It's nice and sharp. I've got a food grade bucket on the floor to put the chicken after I chop it. And over here I've got two bags, two 10-pound bags of chicken leg quarters. And here you can see it. Again, if you watch my other videos, it's the same bags that I use in those. So I'm going to do 20 pounds of chicken today. And yeah, so let's get started. Alright, so here's our first chunk of chicken. And you can see it's got the leg right here and the thigh. And it's got everything, skin, bones, cartilage, you name it, it's in here. So now I like to chop this into a couple of pieces, and if you try this, you'll learn that there are places in the bones where the bone is a little bit weaker. So for the leg, how I like to do it is I like to chop off this little nub here, cut that off, and I separate the leg from the rest of the thigh. Now you have to get it kind of right in the middle between the bones that connect them, so that you can hit the cartilage and you can separate it nice and easily. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I like to just kind of score the skin first before I actually go in for a chop. I find that it makes it a bit easier for me to get through. Sometimes the skin can be, I don't know, pretty difficult to get through. So, alright, so we'll make the first chop. And I've cut through most of it. Looks like the only thing holding on is there's a ligament in there and then the skin on the bottom. So you can just give that a nice little chop through. There we go, we got our first chunk of chicken. So we'll put that in the bucket. And sometimes you can just slice right through here. There we go. See? So cut right through the bone. Got a couple of cuts here. So, and most likely this here is probably about 3 or 4 ounces. So this Snoopy will most likely get this chunk and maybe like the little nub that I cut off when I put it in his containers. So, and the last part here is the thigh. Now for the thigh, I like to cut this in a couple of pieces. Usually I'll give it a cut right here. And then that'll leave this chunk here. This I'll leave by itself. And then for this one, I like to give it a cut this way. So let's see if we can't find the soft spot here and get right through it. There we go. So we're pretty much all the way through. We got a little bit of skin hanging on right here. And there's a big chunk of fat and skin down here, so we'll just give that a slice. There you go. So here's another chunk, piece of the thigh. And then we got this part, and then there's this bone right here, so that's the one that we need to get through, so we'll give it a quick score. There you go. Now this is probably the hardest one to get through, but It's not too bad. Got a couple of bones in there. So here's that nice little chunk of meat. And here's this good section. Alright. So from one chicken leg quarter we got, what is that? 4 pieces. 5 if you count the little thumb part that we cut off. So let's go ahead and do another one. So I'll show you how to do it again. Thumb. See, I found the soft spot right there. I didn't even have to chop. I just sliced right through. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's real soft cartilage right in there. So that was easy to get through. Move some of that skin. We got through the bone, cut through there. There we go. Alright, nice sized chunks. So, you see, this is kind of why I choose to do it outside, because I tend to make a mess when I do it inside. Once I'm done, I end up having to go through the kitchen and clean up all the blood splatter. Alright, so we'll chop through that. Once you do it a couple of times, you'll get the hang of it and figure out where the nice soft spots are, and you can get through it rather quickly. There we go. Alright. There we go, get that off. And see, and so that's what I do. So now I'll do a video showing Snoopy eating this chunked up chicken, and you can see he will make more of a mess eating this than he would eating the ground chicken, because he'll put this in his mouth and he'll be chomping on this bone, but this part of it's hanging out of his mouth and it's flinging all around. And you know, there's going to be veggies on here and juice, and it's going to be flinging all around his food bowl, and then I have to go in afterwards and clean it up. But I mean, it's kind of a toss-up on what you want to do. Would you rather your dog have nasty, yucky teeth and you have to clean up their area, or would you rather them have clean teeth? And you know, so it's kind of really all on what you want. So yeah, so you can get through a 10-pound bag rather quickly. It's not too bad. There you go. And of course, you know, fair warning, if you're gonna choose to chop up the chicken with a meat cleaver, watch your fingers. You'll see when I chop it, I tend to move my hand away as I'm coming down because I don't want to lose a thumb. There you go. There you go. See? Not too bad. Alright, so yeah, so this is how I process the chicken when I'm not grinding it. This is how I do it. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. I try to answer everybody's questions and comments, so yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys like this video on how to prepare the chicken when you're not grinding it for the raw food diet. Alright, I guess I will see you guys later.